Okay, so I think, we will get started now. Perfect. It is recording, so fantastic. Just bear with me. Um, we'll start in just one moment here. Fantastic. Okay, great. So I see that this is recorded now, so we won't have any technical difficulties like last time. It makes me very happy. So my name is Majid. I'm the Chief of Operations on the Taboo Project. Before I move forward, I'm going to provide some updates, and I want to focus in more on the details of the marketplace, as well as, speak about some of our upcoming exchange listings as well. And of course, provide the opportunity for our loyal and dedicated community to ask any questions that they want. We run many of these AMAs as well, and I try to make sure that we do these as much as possible to ensure that we have full transparency in our communications and to just let you all know how much we value each and every one of you. So I want to share a bit about my background here because I think it's important, so you get an idea of the kind of individuals that are working behind the scenes tirelessly to make Taboo a household brand and name. So before I actually got involved with the Taboo project, I actually did a double major in the art of sciences. I did physiology and neuroscience in Vancouver. I live in BC, Vancouver myself, and I also did extensive research. I wrote an honors thesis at that university, and my number one focus at the time was to become a medical doctor. And lo and behold, when I got very close to the time frame to get into medical school, I decided that it wasn't for me. And the reason being is I didn't want to work hard now to continue to work even harder later. I was a firm believer in the fact that, passive income is the name of the game. And this is where real financial freedom comes from. When you can have money freedom, you will be able to have time freedom. And I just didn't believe in having to trade your time for money. That was just a personal reason for myself. So I decided, why don't I delve into the world of business? So, I wrote a master's entrance program exam. I got accepted into a master's of business administration program. But then at that point, I decided that that wasn't for me either, because, I realized that afterwards I would end up, at an entry level management position, serving others and building their dreams and not my own, and having my value dictated in the form of my paycheck. So I decided entrepreneurship was the way to go. So I ended up launching and spearheading my own wealth management firm. I had millions and millions of dollars of assets under management. I did a lot of public speaking professionally, both in the field of finance, but also in terms of inspirational and motivational speaking as well. And, then what happened was COVID hit. And when COVID hit, what happened was I was able to detach from my existing lifestyle and look at it objectively. And I said, this is not the way that I want to live either. So, I was able to have the courage and the strength to make a shift. I moved into cryptocurrencies because I do believe that digital currencies are the future. I've said this before. I believe that, in terms of, this is my personal opinion, right? It's my educated opinion here. I believe that cryptocurrencies will replace gold as a safe haven and work alongside fiat. So what happened for me was, when I moved into the world of crypto, I was an active investor just like all of you. I spent many weeks researching and learning and watching YouTube videos and getting a good handle on how the space works. So I started investing and diversifying my portfolio in projects that I believed were billion-dollar idea projects. But then I noticed a fundamental flaw in the crypto space. 99.9% of development teams do not know how to develop a crypto project. And it really, really frustrated me because I would see the potential and the value and the where this project can go, but the dev teams, maybe they didn't do proper community management. They weren't transparent with the community. They didn't understand how to market. They didn't understand the importance of PR and event planning and having the business sense that is necessary to run a crypto project. So, as a matter of self-preservation, I started consulting and providing feedback just to protect my own investment. It's such an interesting story because you know I really really just wanted to protect my investment at the time. It was definitely self-interest at the time, because I saw the flaws and I felt I could bridge that gap for them. And then these development team members or from core teams started to take and heed my advice, and they started inviting me into their core teams, and I started to be an active consultant for all of them. And so, when I first started, I was fully immersed in many core teams. I was helping spearhead and launch the growth of multiple crypto projects, some to hundreds and hundreds of millions of market cap as well as part of my resume. And what ended up happening was I got a lot of experience in the crypto space, and it was like a supercharged amount of experience. I have experience in tech. I have experience in, community management. I have experience in marketing. I have experience in, people management and all of that. And so, I was able to create all of these skills in a very short amount of time. But I always had a vision and a goal where I wanted to build an adult entertainment type token such as Taboo, because I felt, first and foremost, if you look at the statistics, the adult entertainment industry is a multi-billion-dollar industry. And we all know that sex sells as well. And we're in a hot and trendy space right now, which is NFTs. They're here to stay. They're here to last as well too. So what ended up happening is when I met James, we had a discussion and I shared some of my goals around what I wanted to build. And really how we became business partners is I told him on the phone, I kept it very real with them. I said, listen, we're either going to work together or I'm going to become your direct competitor. And so lo and behold, James and I formed a business partnership. And here we are now on Taboo. We're 5 months in. We were launched on May 22nd. And, I am honored and privileged to be on this call with each and every one of you. We have seen rapid growth in the last 2 weeks. It wasn't very long ago where we were in survival mode and we were just scrambling to get by. But what James and I had is we had intention and we had focus and we had discipline, and we knew that if we continue to work hard and build out the fundamentals like the blueprint of a home, that our efforts will be realized, that the markets will demand Taboo, that we will be in this position already. We already envisioned this and knew that this would come. Now, unfortunately for us, the market is demanding Taboo much faster than we anticipated, which is fantastic because we're rising to the occasion and we're here now. So, what I want to say to all of you, I want you all to pat yourselves on the back right now, because you are fortunate enough to be a part of a project this early and in its infancy. We always say, and James has said this on previous voice calls, we're learning how to crawl and then walk and then be able to sprint. And now we're getting very close to the sprint phase. But I urge all of you to remember one thing. We are here to stay. We are here to last. We are going to carry this through to the very end. And I believe that we have proven ourselves all along the way that we are a trustworthy project. If you check BSC Scan and you look at the development and marketing wallets and even the team wallets, you'll see not a single token has been sold, because from day one, we have focused on caring so much about the integrity of this project. We just do not feel that it is right to start to dump tokens. So we decided to self-fund this, and we continue to self-fund this, and we continue to add more financial risk for ourselves. But that's what you should all remember, is we have major skin in the game, and that's what makes us extra motivated to work day in and day out for all of you. So, I wanted to mention that because when we look at the team, I have a business background as well as a crypto background. James has an extensive traditional business background, and together we are a firestorm and we thrive off of each other. And because of that, it is important to recognize that when you invest in any project, whether it's a crypto project or a stock project or any other kind of investment, the idea is only 1% of the equation. 99% is all about delivery, and you have to place your trust in the core team. This is why I have put the last 5 minutes of my time to share my background. I do not have an ego. I am not saying this as a matter of gloating or showing off, but it is important for you all to remember that you are part of a project that has an extremely credible team that is focused and fully caring of the community. If you look at how many AMAs I do, I can speak about major projects where in the last week we've done more AMAs than they've done in the entire 3 or 4 years of their existence. And we will continue to do that. So not only are you invested in the right project at the right time, I mean, if you take a look now, we are in a bull run, right? You're invested in the right team, in the right industry as well, with a unique business model that we have in a hot and trendy space that is NFTs as well, and in adult entertainment, where we have created and paved our own niche where we don't have competition. You are all in the right place today. And we are honored and privileged to have you all on this call. I'm going to share and provide some updates for all of you, and then we will move towards questions. Now, first and foremost, we have spoken about the importance of getting listed as many major exchanges as possible. This is a core focus of ours in Q4. Now, what ended up happening with our Bitmart listing? Our community spoke for us and they requested it. Many of you might not have been in the Telegram channel at the time. So now that you're on this call, I can speak to it. Everybody seemed to be happy about, squeezing in another listing on Rush spontaneously and on short notice, right before we get to our major exchange that is on the way. And what James and I did is we managed to do that in record time. In literally 24 hours, we managed to move forward with the confirmation on a listing. And we managed to get Bitmart to break their own rules on how quickly they would list us as well. So, when you have a will, there's always a way. And from day one, we have been breaking many, many traditional rules. I'll share another example of that. When we look at Whitebit as well, and we see that we're listed on there, they did a voice AMA for the first time in their inception because we demanded it and they did it for us, right? When we want something, we go after it and we don't stop until we get it. So when I say that we are going to carry this to a top 100 and eventually top 10 crypto, be rest assured that it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when, and we will get there. But the question is, how many of you today on this call are going to be there with us? I can share a lot of stories and a lot of personal examples about mistakes that I have made as an investor in crypto. There was one crypto that I owned where I had 25,000 US dollars in it and I sold it at break even. And 1 month later, I would have been worth 5 million US dollars. You do not know when a crypto project will take off. We have today people that are regretting that they sold at our earlier market caps because we were sitting sideways for quite a long time. But I need you all to remember that sideways movement is super important for our growth. It is healthy for the charts as well, and it gives us the time as a core team to continue to build out the fundamentals of this project. I enjoy periods of quietness. It just seems like we haven't had a chance to have that, and that's okay. But anticipate it and be aware that that will come. We will have sideways movement. We will have consolidation phases. We will have accumulation phases. And this is an opportunity for everybody to be able to buy more if they want to dollar cost average and lower their entry points. And it allows new investors to buy us at a discount. So when we look at sell-offs and we see that there is a whale that sold off or there's fluctuations, embrace it, because those whales were there at one point earlier on, and they were a part of our trajectory of growth that got us to where we are now. And people have different exit strategies. So, embrace it, be comfortable with it. And I need you all to set the expectation in your minds now that we are not a pump and dump type project. We are not here to try to grow so fast where it's unsustainable, although we will continue to build our price floors where our previous all-time highs become our all-time lows, and so on and so forth. That's never going to stop, and that will continue to happen. But you need to remember that true wealth does come from holding. And this is my personal opinion. And you know what's amazing about it? It's just a very simple formula. Price growth and price action comes down to a combination of sell pressure and buy pressure. If there is lower sell pressure or the same amount of sell pressure as usual, which is maybe, let's say, as a standard on this project, but we have more buy pressure, what is that going to do to our price? It's going to raise our price. So it is really up to the community to unify and to create our price floors. It is you, the community, that is able to do that, right? And this is a very important point, and I want you all to get behind that. And don't chart check too often. If I was to make an example today, I love using simple analogies. I'll use an analogy with real estate. Imagine, you get your real estate home assessment. We all know we get it once a year. And we know what the value of our home is going to be, let's say for the purpose of selling, or to know what our total asset value is for our holdings on property. What if I came up to your door every single minute and I started knocking on it, and I have a new form that tells you the new value of your home? Would you enjoy that? I personally wouldn't. I would not want to know what the value fluctuations of my home would be every single minute. But how come in crypto we all do that? We all check the charts incessantly, and it affects our emotions. We need to leave emotions out of it. And the way to reduce your emotional sensitivity to price fluctuations is by arming yourself with knowledge. Knowledge is power. So I urge all of you, new investors, prospective investors alike, keep convincing yourself why this is a good investment. Read the white paper over again. Ask admins and mods questions. Reassure yourselves on this voice call. Do whatever it takes to ensure that you are comfortable and you can ride through the fluctuations to get to a higher price point and to make a permanent change in your lives. Because this is why we're all here. We are all here for the same reason. We all want financial independence. That is what it is. And financial independence is when your income comes to you as a independent of your efforts, meaning you do not need to trade your time for money anymore. And this is something that I do not like. I do not like that from the moment we're born, we are told we need to retire at age 65. We got to work hard and sacrifice now so that at age 65, we can finally relax. I call BS on that. You can create and pave the life of your dreams today, provided you make the right decisions, you trust the process in what it is that you're doing, and you have patience. There's an amazing quote, right, by Warren Buffett. He says, get fearful when people get greedy, and get greedy when people get fearful. So for me and my nature, whenever I see FUD, and we are fortunate to never have FUD on this project, but those times where we might have some small sell-offs or people are getting panicked, my knee-jerk reaction is buy more, buy more, buy more. That's just my knee-jerk reaction, right? So that's just what I wanted to share now. Again, pat yourselves on the back. You are on the right project right now, and we are going to build a fantastic marketplace, and I'm going to share more about that. But before I move forward, on to Bitmart, again, Bitmart was a treat for our community. We did it as our loyalty to all of you, and to show you just what kind of team we are to be able to squeeze that in record time, right? Now, our major exchange, it's a top 10 exchange that is coming. Okay, I might have gotten ahead of myself. I might have accidentally brought up that's a top 10 major exchange that's coming. Oh gosh. Okay. Well, now you all know it's the top 10 exchange that's coming our way next month, and we're very happy about that. I should not have done that. James is going to be very upset with me this time. But that's okay. It happened. I can't undo it. But moving forward with regards to our marketplace updates. So, our NFT and media marketplace. Okay. So, just to give you some updates. So, in terms of PowerSoft, our development team, which is the development team that is creating this marketplace, who created the Engine Coin marketplace, we went with the best development team that money can buy. We paid 4 times on the dollar for it. Meanwhile, all of these adult entertainment token knockoffs that try to maybe copy or try to form a demand around their projects, they operated in a mindset of scarcity, and they tried to launch their working products very quickly. Whereas me and James from day one said, we're not doing that. If we're here for the long term, why do we have to rush getting a marketplace out in a month? What is the point? Cardano, as an example, has been out for 6 years, and they finally had their smart contracts come out. So yeah, we're out for 5 months, and we wanted to do it and build it right the first time. And I need to urge everybody to have this mindset. When it comes to our marketplace, this is a version 1 marketplace launch. It is a minimally viable product launch. Okay, this is not the final product. And there's 2 more phases that will be coming, and I'll explain a bit more about those phases. But before I share more about that, I need to manage everyone's expectations on this call. I do not want you to assume we're going to go 100 times overnight just on the launch of our marketplace. That is not going to happen. I don't even want that to happen. We're focused on steady organic growth with parabolic surges along the way, which is what we've had, and we will continue to focus on that too. But that version 1 marketplace that is going to be released, you will be able to buy and sell NFTs. You will be able to do auctions and bids as well for NFTs as well. There is an article that we've released. I can reshare it. That can share some of the V1 features. But the biggest reason why we've had all this extra time to work on the marketplace is because when we went through the demos and we looked into it, James and I, and we had a few mods that actually joined us on some of the demos who we highly trust at the time. We decided that we wanted to make some small alterations on the design, and we really wanted to make sure that when we launch this marketplace, we have some major global impact as well. So that's why we are releasing $1 million of NFT content upon launch. This content takes quite a bit of time to get done, and we've even been able to speed up some V2 features on our marketplace for V1, such as our tiering system. Now, when it comes to the versions of our marketplace, I say it's broken into 3 phases, but the reality is we're going to have thousands of phases of this marketplace. Every day, we're going to be monitoring, maintaining, updating, and making adjustments so that we can continue to create widespread adoption on our platform. But be rest assured that when it comes to marketing, we do have large-scale marketing plans, such as this major media blast across 400 plus channels that will be speaking about our content and the amount, as well as our innovative NFT and media marketplace as well. We have a lot of large-scale marketing plans already prepared, because our focus is we want to maximize on the effects of marketing spend. This is the responsibility that we have for all of you. And when we have a working product, it is much easier to do the marketing on the large scale side. So we are very excited about that. Now, when it comes to the marketplace and the user interface and how that looks, it is so simple to use. And what I will say is this: the biggest problem for every marketplace project in crypto is they haven't got a handle on how to convert a non-crypto centric investor into crypto. That is like the $1 million conundrum or riddle that hasn't been solved. Our marketplace, we made it a focus to make it so simple that anyone and everyone can buy us on a moment's notice. You will be able to actually generate a private key and have a MetaMask wallet made for you in milliseconds. You will be able to have a swap feature in place where you can convert some of the biggest cryptocurrencies into Taboo to then spend and use on the marketplace as well. There will be an abundance of content available where the content itself makes us special because we are all about exclusivity and quality. So we have designed the marketplace in a way where content creators, if they want to apply to be on our marketplace, they got to do a KYC. There's an admin panel that's going to approve or reject them. Every single NFT that gets released, we can approve or reject it. We have that filtering system. That is why I always tell you all, we are like the Dior or the Gucci of retail brands. This is a premium brand that you're all buying into. And I need you all to remember that as well. So our three main core themes of this project is quality, as seen by all of our international Playmate models that we have on board. Innovation, as seen from the innovative tech from PowerSoft and how if you check the white paper, you will see just how amazing this marketplace will look once we get to the final versions. And even then, there will be more versions beyond that. There will be staking onto individual profiles. There will be tipping for content creators. There will be other ways to get into the top tiers and be able to come to VIP exclusive events and parties and meet and greets with the models and all of these other live events. You will be able to get private shows on individual profiles and interact with them. You will be able to do virtual reality type NFTs as well. We are bringing in some of the most cutting edge technology imaginable in NFTs, like immutable NFTs. I don't think a single project is looking at it right now. When I found out, I told our development team, hey, guess what? We want to get this done in the later versions, make it happen. Right? Because we want to stay relevant at all times. Right? So, this is, you can hear the excitement in my voice, right? And I am excited. I'm running on pure adrenaline almost every day, but I wouldn't want to have it any other way as well, right? So the marketplace launch, we're anticipating it for November 1st. If anything comes up, we will be happy to share that with all of you as well. And, I think now would be a good time to, open up the floor to questions from the community.
Hi, Majid. It's Martin. Can you hear me all right?
Yeah.
First of all, you guys doing a brilliant job. I've been very new to crypto, to be honest, only 3 days in, 4 days nearly. And the first crypto I invested in is you guys. I've got a question with regards to the German market, which is very difficult to get into with crypto regulations there. Have you got any long-term strategy to get into the German market, which I believe when I researched it, Bitcoin holds 20% in Germany, 25% in the US, so it seems to be a very crypto-centric market.
Yes. So, actually, speaking of which, I think, last night when I had the chance, I made a few other language community groups. I'm going to be making an official announcement around that to urge our community, if they speak those various languages, to join them. So I will make a Germany language group as well. That's important. So thank you for reminding me of that. As for, geographies and, country specific type marketing and outreach, I said that I've hired, I think I made an announcement about this. I hired a dedicated background marketing group. They're called udcconsult.com. You can look them up. I know some people wanted to know the name, but the name is irrelevant because it's really what kind of marketing they do for us. So UDC consult.com. So we hired them out. This is not a cheap group, by the way. I mean, we're talking, multiple 5 figures a month of spending, which I am taking out of pocket myself and paying for it myself to make sure that this happens. So, I have the ability to guide and direct them on all forms of marketing. I'm quite type A, by the way, when it comes to my personality in running a business. I like to run a tight ship. So, especially if I'm putting that kind of money in to a marketing group, I'm going to make sure that we get the most bang for our buck. But one of my biggest visions and focuses is I want to start to do country-specific targeted marketing. So whether I do Asia for a few weeks and we go very hard on the marketing and branding in Asia, then we do India next, whether it's YouTube influencers and using their Twitter-like platforms that are specific to their country. Like, I know that there's Weeby, I think is what it's called in China. It's like the Twitter for China. Like that would be like what we would use for China. Germany has its own platforms and areas of reach as well. So we will be doing targeted geographical marketing pushes as well. So to answer your question.
No, that's great, Majid. And my question was more towards exchanges that are accepted in Germany. So from a marketing perspective, that's great. It's like, but and again, I apologize for dumb questions, but I'm new to this crypto. But when it comes to Germany actually having ease of buying through an exchange, is there any plans for that strategically to be targeted?
Yes. So I'll give you an example. Like one of the benefits of Bitmart, for example, is I know, for example, U.S. citizens, they find it quite difficult to get onto certain exchanges and be able to have the option of buying cryptocurrencies. But Bitmart is very North American happy, and they allow North American citizens to buy and trade Taboo. So that's when we get listed, which is going to be happening very quickly here, that's going to make it easier for North American citizens. Now, as for Germany, I'll speak to my core team, and because for me, we're trying to list on as many exchanges as possible, and the whole purpose of listing on more exchanges is exactly in line with your question, is to make it easier from people from different countries to buy. Like, I'll give you an example. Whitebit, for example, there's like 7 or 10 blacklisted countries, and I don't know why, but they just are unable and will never be able to buy Taboo on Whitebit. You know what I mean? So that is definitely what we look into at all times is we want to make sure that anyone and everyone can buy us, but unfortunately every exchange has their own set of rules, and they have some blacklisting on countries for reasons I do not understand, to be completely frank with you. So the idea is pumping out volume of exchanges, and and the combination of all of them will ensure that there is at least one exchange for someone in a country to go and buy Taboo.
No, that's brilliant. And thank you for that, to explain that. That's great.
Thank you.
I have another question. Can I join?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, I'm asking about the marketing, about the marketplace. I think when it's delayed for the first time, it's quite not perfect for the project, because I think I'm not a crypto guy, but if it will be more early with the small amount from the content, it can be more nice. I think the second part, I want to ask about if there is any kind of cooperation between our company and huge or big content creator. I don't want to mention anybody, and what's make us unique to make them want to cooperate with us? That's my questions.
Right.
Thank you.
Right. Very good
Thank
questions. To answer your first question,
Okay. Thank you.
So I look at our launch like a presentation pitch. So when we have $1 million of content ready, and we are blasted across hundreds of media channels. By the way, we have, just so you're aware, we have some, I am working with people in the background. Like, we have a creative director in the background that is a celebrity photographer. Some of our international playmate models, he is their go-to photographer, right? So, we have people like that on board, by the way, who I'm in contact with every single day. Now, when it comes to the content side, and why we don't want to go small at the start is because, we want to create a very good pitch. So we want to ensure that when we launch, not only do more eyes see us, but they see that we're unique. Not a single project or marketplace out there is doing a marketing campaign around $1 million of content. So that makes us different. That's the whole point of why we did it, right? Do you get my point? Is because we want to make sure we have a good presentation, we have a good pitch, and I believe that the floodgates will start to open once sales start to come in. And we already saw that, by the way, when we first brought on Chloe Terre. That was intentional. We could have gone with 50 other content creators and in high volume, but that takes away from the uniqueness of our business model, which is all about exclusivity and especially curating the best of the best in terms of content creators and content quality. So that's also leading into your second question about what makes us different and unique. Now, to add to that, what makes us different and unique is we are in adult entertainment, but we are not a pornography token by nature. It is not our flagship product. From day one, James and I, when we first started building this out, we said, how can we, first of all, name our project like some of the disgusting names of some of these other adult entertainment tokens? How can we name them like that? How can we make it exclusively only pornography when we will not be able to land deals with people like Chloe Terre, who have a reputation to protect and have a following base that they've built over years, where they would never want to partner with I don't even want to get into the names of these other projects, but they'll never want to partner with them. So we did this strategically to ensure that we have maximum user friendliness and that people can be proud to talk about Taboo at the dinner table with their families. And not to mention, large-scale exchanges have a bias towards adult entertainment tokens. So we have a unique spin around our project to ensure that we can get listed on major exchanges, right? And to add to that, you look at some of the other differences. I mean, our tiering system is unique by and large. That is probably one of the biggest selling points of our project, is that tiering system. So we're different for the fact that we're not an actual porn token, despite being an adult entertainment. We have a unique tiering system. We have the highest quality content creators and partners on board. We have, I can go on and on around this, right? But I guess especially considering that, we are branding like the Playboy of blockchain. So we are going
Thank
to
you
be
so
building
much
out
for that.
a digital magazine. We are going to be building out a radio show. I'm starting to work on the radio show now, because I need you all to remember one thing. The team behind this project, we are extremely business minded, and we are building this business out like a real business. So for example, when content creators come on and particular NFTs are there, we look at both of those as commodities, and it's our job to raise the asset value. So I want you all to envision this. Envision our digital magazine that will be out at one point. Envision that in order for any content creator to come on, they have to apply to be a part of our marketplace, and they're going to be scheduled in. They're not just going to be able to come on and upload content. They're going to have to go through asset building streams, such as getting featured on our monthly magazine, where they can be seen for the first time, whether they're up and coming rising stars or whether they're well-established models. And they're going to get to feature their NFT collections that they want to create. And there will be a set date where we schedule in for them on that and do a lot of large scale marketing on that. They will come onto our radio show and they will get to do interviews and speak about their lives and their backgrounds and all of that. And even when the NFTs come out, just so you're all aware, every single NFT is going to have a story behind it. there is a section where we're going to get to describe the NFT. We're going to talk about who's in it. We're going to talk about the story on what made that picture a picture. And this is even going at the starting stages before we move into video NFTs and streaming services and all of that. This is just for our version 1 launch, because we want people to emotionally connect to the story behind the NFT, right? We're doing a lot of things that are much different than every other project out there. And I strongly believe that, we have our own niche. This is our own niche. Like there's nobody can copy what we're doing. It is absolutely impossible. Impossible. So I hope that answers your question there.
Hi, Majid.
thank
May I ask a
thank
question?
you.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
Hi there. I have a question. Also, it comes close to what the former questioner asked. And my girlfriend, she is quite well known with quite a lot of models, and she's a photographer also herself. And
Yep.
one of the things that we encounter lately a lot is cancellation from models, platforms that are in danger. And I was talking to her and saying, hey, listen, I think the blockchain is probably the solution to all that stuff that is happening lately from
Mm-hmm.
platforms being canceled. And and I told her, like, if some platform comes around like yours that could fill that gap or kind of make models happy again.
Yes.
I think I'm coming from that perspective, from the models that they get what they deserve, and
Yes.
that they
Absolutely.
are not constantly in fear of getting cancelled, or that PayPal suddenly says, oh, we're not supporting anymore and we're not paying out, and that kind of stuff is happening lately a lot.
Mm-hmm.
The only
Mm-hmm.
thing is that a lot of people right now that I speak about crypto and also in the modeling world, they actually don't know where to start. And
Yep.
there will come a time that we can just open up an app and show them. Like I could open up my phone, show them an app and say, hey, listen, this is happening right now. Like social media platforms that are now starting to come from everywhere on the blockchain as well. But to enter, there is still like this technology knowledge. Like you still need to go into crypto a little bit. Will there be
Yes.
an incentive? Will there be something that would make the incentive even quicker and easier? That when I just open up my app, that they will just be saying like, wow, this is really cool. I want to join. How do I do that? And that I can just tell them in 5 minutes you're on, get started, and you can just switch all your stuff to there.
Yep.
Will there be
Yep.
something for them for this?
Yes. No, absolutely. So I'm gonna reiterate a few points, and I want to also share another
Yeah,
one.
sorry,
So
I spoke a lot. Yeah.
no. So the whole purpose of this marketplace, we also want, one of the main purposes is we want to bring power back to the consumer and the creator, right? There are
Yeah.
too many models and too many content creators out there that, pardon my language, get cheated in the system that they're in, and in the industry that they're in. And that's why we have made it very clear from the start. Imagine that there's $10 million of NFT sales one day on our platform. Pretty much all
Yeah.
of it is going to the models and the creators. We're not taking any revenue or any cut. We're not even interested in that. It's all going to them. We are only taking a processing fee, a processing platform fee, so that we can manage our expenses to run the platform. That is it. And if you check the
Yeah.
tiering system, you will see that the percentage of the fee, it starts at, I believe, 12.5%, and it goes down to 2.5, depending on the
Yeah.
exclusivity of the content, whether it's nudity versus
Yeah.
in the tier 3 versus borderline in tier 2, that can be content that can be
Hey.
blacklisted on social media platforms. So the reality is this: we are bringing power back to the content creators, and we are even making it more attractive by embedding royalties. So when they upload their content, they will be able to
Yeah.
generate passive income on all the future buys and sells of their NFTs, and that is theirs
Yeah.
forever, right?
That sounds
And
really good.
and
Yeah.
to add to that, I talked about simplicity, and I talked
Yeah.
about the conundrum of how marketplaces and all crypto projects do not know how to convert non-crypto investors to crypto investors. This is why, if you look, when you look at our marketplace that will launch, there's literally a section that says set up a wallet, and then you click it, and within 5 milliseconds, your private key is made. There's an instructional manual, and there's going to be videos on how to and what that means and the security risks behind it. So people know that private key should not be shown anywhere. There's going to be direction from there onto how to buy Taboo. You know, it's going to be so simple. That's what we've tried to do. That's what James and I's focus was. While we want to cater to crypto-minded people, because of course our token price relies on that, if we can actually bridge that gap, we're unstoppable. And that is what we've been focusing on from day one.
The thing, I think what I think, if I think from their perspective, from the models, it would be if they create their content, if they sell, how quick can they pay their rent? You know, like a lot of them are living from this, and the moment that they switch to a crypto-based or a blockchain-based platform, they still have to pay their rent, you know. So I think they really like they have, you know, like you have people that are investing in crypto, like I do a little bit, and there are people that maybe need to live from the content that they create. And like I think there should be a very short line between the content creator and their content, and then paying the rent and putting food on the table.
What I will mention as well is, you know, this is where utility is very important. So that's why when we have utilities like staking onto individual profiles, that ensures that, you know, people will buy Taboo, and they will have to hold Taboo to get access to more content as a first thing. Now, in regards to sales of NFTs, you know, someone's going to have to come on the marketplace, and they're going to have to buy Taboo, because we're going to make it for this version that you only can buy with Taboo. We are going to implement, you know, BNB and Ethereum and all of that. We made an executive decision to not allow that on our version 1 launch. But if you think about it, right, whether or not, if someone buys $100,000 of Taboo, and then they end up selling, they end up spending it, and then the content creator ends up selling that back to BNB, it's a wash effect. It doesn't, all that does is creates trading volume for us. But even though the price will go up a bit when the buy was made and the price goes down again, the net effect is zero. Does that make sense? So it doesn't actually hurt our project. When you add other utility in place, it actually strengthens our project as well. And they will be able to do that quickly and efficiently. And we're allowing that. We're not gonna make it so that, you know, oh, you know, they get paid in Taboo, but they're not allowed to sell. You know, that's just not fair, because what if next week they want to sell and they need the money for rent, but maybe our price is down 20%? That's not fair either. Does that make sense? So you know, so that is all going to be there. So absolutely. And a lot of this is education based. Like, we have to educate them. But what I do know, and one thing we've done a very good job of, is, you know, I've seen other projects, they're paying millions and millions of dollars for brand ambassadors. You know why we didn't have to do that, and why we're not going to have to do that? Because A, that would kill all of our funding, but B, it is in the model's best interest. It's in their best interest to promote this on their own social media platforms themselves. Like, look at Chloe Terre. She's promoting us on Instagram every single day because it's in her best interest. And who's going to buy her NFTs? Who's most likely to buy them? It's her following base. So it's our job to bridge that gap and to make it very easy for them to get onto our marketplace, understand what it's all about, and go through the loopholes that are necessary to own a nude NFT of Chloe. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. What this Chloe, I haven't checked her yet, because I just heard about your product just a few days ago. But this Chloe, does she have like a big social media following, or
she has almost 3.5 million on Instagram and almost 1 million on Twitter. So
nice.
Yeah, she's one of the most internationally
I have a
recognized
question as well.
Go ahead.
Because I was going to ask just a quick thing, but I think it's good to move to the next one. Thanks, man. Thanks. Awesome. Cool.
Sorry about that. Just
thanks.
Go on.
Real quick. So I don't know if this is a comparison that you don't really like, but when I look at this project, I can't help but thinking about OnlyFans and kind of like see some it only makes me bullish because I saw how OnlyFans exploded, but I know that growth wasn't really well managed. And I guess my question is, if you look at the case of OnlyFans at all, do you study their case, or do you even like think that's not a fair comparison? I just you know.
Yeah, so I know people always they keep talking about OnlyFans, and it's important to try to target them as well. OnlyFans creators, they're gonna come on. You see, the biggest challenge, the toughest part moving forward for us now is the widespread adoption and usage of our platform. And I do believe that what makes us special is that we're not just going to allow anyone and everyone to come on, because Playboy has their own standards of excellence in terms of who they bring on. But with that being said, we're going to cater to OnlyFans creators. We're going to cater to smaller scale models. We have a rookie series that's going to come out as part of our content on the marketplace for this launch, and so we want to give we want to also give all kinds of creators and whatever kind of social media reach they have. We want to give them an opportunity to be featured and to change their lives as well. So we're very mindful of that. But it's such a balancing act, my friend. Like, we can't be branding like the Playboy of blockchain. We can't be talking about exclusivity if we're just going to allow anyone and everyone to come onto our platform and to have so much content that it overwhelms people, right? We don't want that. So we're trying to be very careful on how we design this, different price points of NFTs based on the tiering system. We're trying to make sure that we do this right and find that sweet spot between not overdoing it with volume, but not having enough where it doesn't cater to enough variety of preferences and tastes. Does that make sense? So
Yeah,
for me right now, yeah, I hope that answers your question. So I'm going to take a couple from the main chat as well. So yeah, so I can't, because of NDA disclosure reasons, some of these major exchanges, Bitmart was a little bit more lenient with us. They refused to allow us to speak about it, and we have to follow their terms. So I can't share the name yet of the major exchange. The business model of Taboo and how its ecosystem will grow, I just urge you, because I've mentioned this many times on this call, just please read the white paper, and you'll get a good handle of how that works. So yeah, AMZ, when will you buy UK clubs and change their names into Taboo? Yeah, so he's a YouTube influencer. I did a Clubhouse AMA with him and his community last week. He keeps saying that we need to buy a club in the UK and start to turn that into a Taboo nightclub. Who knows? Maybe we'll do that. So, and Zinshu says, which exchanges are Taboo targeting in regards to listings? I mean, I can't speak to the, I'll put it this way. We have a roadmap and a plan of multiple top 10 exchanges that we're targeting for Q4. That is, when I say top 10, I mean top 10. So those are the targets. And of course, we are going to add in other exchanges in between, like we did with Bitmart, because we believe that getting onto as many exchanges as possible is very, very important as well. So good. Any other questions right now on the call?
Hi,
I have
Majid.
a
I'll go on, Phil.
Yeah.
It's like, sorry, I already had the question. I'll let you go first.
Yeah,
Okay,
go ahead.
thanks. First of all, thanks for all the work and effort. And I wanted to ask, how much Taboo punks are there left? Can you tell us how much about?
Yes. I keep saying I'm going to make an announcement on this. I promise you I will. James and I are on opposite time zones, and when we get a chance to speak, sometimes we have other more pressing, strategy related discussions that we're doing that I personally forget to bring up, double checking on the Taboo punks and how much has been sold. So leave that with me. In the next few days, I'll have an announcement out around how many Taboo punks have been sold, so everybody knows what's left, and so they can get their pre-orders in as well. But I will say that the Taboo punks, when you buy the Taboo punks, you need to be a holder of Taboo. We didn't make a minimum holding amount because we decided we're going to just verify with the wallet that owns Taboo how much you own. So if you own 50 cents of Taboo to try to get the discount, we're just going to refund you your Ethereum. You're not getting a Taboo Punks because that's you trying to cheat us around getting the discount. Okay. Secondly, by owning a Taboo Punks, you are going to be able to bypass the tiering requirement for content, but that does not mean you are going to get all of the premium benefits as per our white paper for a top tier holder, because that would eliminate the uniqueness of our business model and what makes us special. We're not just going to allow everybody to be a premium holder just by owning a Taboo Punks, but you will get access to all the content, which is really a majority of the tiering system benefits as well. So I want to make that very, very clear. So good.
Okay, thanks. That's okay for me. I'm here since a long time. I'm just asking because I can only buy at the end of next week, and I was asking myself if there will be any punks be left.
Yeah, there should be. There should be. Yeah, I believe so. I believe that you will be okay. You will be, because 10,000 is quite a lot. I mean, we only have, we have 16,000 holders. I was going to say only 16,000 holders, but we have 16,000 holders. There's 10,000 Taboo Punks that will be minted. So I know we're not at the very end, but I know we've actually sold quite a bit so far. So yeah, so you'll be fine. You will be fine, unless someone decides to buy like 3,000 or 4,000 in one go, which I highly doubt. But that would be very interesting if someone did. So yeah, you'll be fine. You'll be fine.
Okay, nice.
Okay, apologies. I have a German Shepherd who's barking at some people outside. So
Probably at me. I'm German. Hi, Majid.
hello.
Just one more question, and I've got 100 questions, obviously, but I don't want to take the whole AMA up for everybody. But one part, and I sent you DM as well, would be, I noticed over the last 4 days since I joined that on TG, there's a lot of the same questions coming up about timelines, roadmap, what's happening. And is there any plans of having a daily roadmap update, just to give a little bit of clarity around, put some stakes in, okay, we have a major exchange happening next month. It's dependent on, there's dependency around, obviously, a lot of things, but to put a stake in it and get clarity out there in a visual way to people.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. I mean, I do make, personalized Medium articles, and I write them myself. We try to make as many updates as possible on our announcements channel. We have some of our mods that, if you check some of the pins, we do wrap-ups on what's been spoken about. But what I'm also thinking as well, there's other things I'm thinking about, like making some very cool infographics for people to do new stickers as well. But if you're looking at daily updates, I do believe
Not
that
daily.
we're
Not daily, just basically
do.
visualization that's updated on a regular basis. It might be weekly or
Yes,
monthly,
yes, we do.
but it's so fast moving.
We do weekly Medium article updates, by the way, which wraps up everything that's gone on in the week. So that happens every Sunday or Monday, by the way. So just stay tuned for that. We have someone else on our team that I give them all the bullet points on what we've gone through, what developments we've had, and then they do a Medium article write up as like a weekly wrap up. So that's what we've been doing that consistently for months. So just stay tuned for that, and you will get a clear visualization as to what's going on and what's not.
Super, thanks.
Good. Nadim, I think you were trying to speak there.
Yeah, when you're listed on the major exchange, are we better buying on there or on PCS where we're already at?
You have the option to buy anywhere. I mean, you can buy in PCS, you can buy on Hotbit, LBank, Whitebit, soon to be Bitmart.
But if we're already on PCS, are we better staying with there, do you think, or going on the new one?
No. So the way that it works is PCS is a decentralized exchange, which means you don't need a buyer. You can just buy immediately based on liquidity that's on PCS. Whereas a centralized exchange, like maybe a major exchange or our other exchanges as well, you need a buyer, and you need to have someone who fulfills your sell order, or you know, if you have a buy order, you know, there should be someone that has a sell order available for you to buy. That's why, for everyone to understand, every exchange has its own ecosystem on price, and sometimes they may not be the same across the board because you know, it's all about what people are willing to pay and the volume within that exchange. It is completely separate. It's like its own little ecosystem. So yeah.
Okay.
Can I ask another question again?
Yep.
Hi. Sorry. So I know that most of the people are having questions about the coin, the value, and stuff, but I'm still having questions from the other end.
Yeah.
When certain models are thinking about you know, exploring new areas, do they have to apply somewhere, or
Yes.
how does it work? Is it let's say very elitarian, or is it quite accessible
Right.
for
Okay.
models?
So I'll give you. I'll try to give a visualization. You know, you can check.
Yeah.
You can tag one of the mods after this call. They can provide you with. There was a Medium article that we made that showed the design, some of the design elements of our marketplace. So, and I believe our website we updated that. We have some design renderings. So imagine you log into the marketplace. We're gonna have a new URL, by the way. You know, we're debating between tabooofficial.com. We got both of the domains, by the way. We don't know which one we want to do. I think we're leaning towards the second one. So it's either Taboo Official, but because there's 3 O's in a row, it might maybe get people to accidentally not do the full Taboo and then Official. We have another one called Officially Taboo, which I think has a nice, you know, ring to it. So we might even just go with Officially Taboo. I think that's a really, really cool domain. So we own them both. You know, we got our development team PowerSoft to buy it for us. Now, when you log in, regardless of which domain, when you log in, when you go to the website, there's gonna be a section on the top right, like, you know, little widgets. It's going to be, you know, registering or logging in as a creator or just regular registration. So when you click on the creator side, there will be a KYC verification with particular questions that will be asked. We're even going to be doing, I believe it's a video face recognition, because we need to make sure they are who they say they are. And, you know,
very important in this field.
Provide identification. Yeah, I see a lot of fraud, by the way, in other marketplaces where people are stealing other creators' content and assuming they own it. So we need to make sure they are who they say they are. And then from there, it goes to an admin panel where we as the core team, and I'm going to also have entrusted individuals that are part of the team, or even potentially mods that will only have the ability to approve and reject. You know, we see the application, we review it, and then we can either approve or decline it.
Yeah, of course.
And then there will be an email sent saying, you know, congratulations for becoming a content creator with Taboo, and you know, here are the next steps for you, and then it's just smooth sailing from there. So
when you're a model, you can join. Let's say it's not like. Okay, I got it. Yeah, super cool. Yeah.
Yes. But you know, the point here is that when it comes to the applications, you know, we're just not gonna allow anyone and everyone to get approved, right? So yeah.
I understand. Very cool. Yeah, that was my question. Very
fantastic.
Awesome.
Thank you. Good. I saw a question on the main chat about burns. You know, okay, so we do have 1% of our transaction tax out of the 7% going towards ongoing burns. So our starting supply was 10 billion supply, and now we're about 9.7 billion. So that is continuously going down every minute of the day, or depending on, you know, how much volume is happening. And you know, we will look into conducting manual burns down the line through some of the processing platform fees that we generate. We will be looking into and considering that as well. But of course, we need to also look at, you know, what our expenses and costs are going to look like once this marketplace launches. But manual burns are something we would create an event around. We would discuss it. We would share it with our community. Maybe make a set date, and we will do that at one point. But I want everybody to know this: burns themselves, and excuse my language, is a shitcoin style thinking where people assume that burns are going to magically raise the price floor of a token. I mean, theoretically, yes, less supply means more scarce supply, means technically can mean a higher price floor, but burns in general, at least in the BSC space for deflationary tokens, is really a marketing manipulation tactic that is being done by some of these projects to give you what's called implied scarcity, to make you feel that the value will go up. But the reality is that is not what's going to cause the price of a token to go up. Just to make that very clear, I mean, you look at Dogecoin, you look at Ethereum, they have unlimited supply, they have billions and billions of market cap. It's really irrelevant to me in my mind, but I also want to appease, crypto individuals that love burns. Okay, we're going to continue to do them, no problem at all on my end, but it's not the be all end all that's going to determine whether or not we grow in value. What's going to determine that is our holders and people who are buying us and how much they buy. So just wanted to make that very clear. And I'll make an example too. BNB did a big burn event a few months ago. Their price went down. It went down. So yeah. Anyways, when Bloomberg, so that's going to be timed with our marketplace launch, those articles, and especially Bloomberg and Business Insider as well, because we want to maximize the effects of our marketing spend. So we feel that it makes sense to do that. We might even do some leading up to the marketplace closer to. So we're in contact with them, but of course it's all about strategy and timing. I always tell people, this project and how we're building it, I look at it like a game of chess, and making the right chess moves, right? But you got to make the right chess moves at the right time, or then you won't have the effect that you want. So yeah. Any other questions on this call?
I had a question.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So this is just from not really like an actual question about the token itself, but you said yourself we have 16K holders and now like 7,000 people in this Telegram chat. How does that make you feel? Like you must be like pretty pumped that more holders, less centralized, big amounts in the wallets. Like that must be a huge milestone, I'd imagine, right?
Yeah. So okay. So the truth is, for like the 10 days that we were like, on that massive pump where we went from 7 million to 160 million down to 70, now back over 100. I probably slept an hour a day for 7 days straight. So yeah, it was very exhilarating and it was very, very exciting to see this. But I look at it like our community is growing. I care about that the most. So, the fact that our community is growing makes me very happy. Now, in terms of the differences between who's in the Telegram and, how many holders we have, the reality is while our Telegram is growing and we're building a more active community, a lot of our holders don't necessarily own a Telegram account. They buy Taboo because they see the use case, they see the utility, they see it's a solid long-term project as well. And they don't necessarily care to be immersed in Telegram chats. So that's why even though we have 16,000 holders, we don't have 16,000 Telegram members in our chat. But to answer your question, it is an amazing feeling. But like I said, it is not something I didn't know was going to happen. It just, fortunately for us, happened a little bit quicker than we anticipated, which is a beautiful problem to have. If you even look at that as a problem, it's not even a problem. It's a beautiful thing. But you get my point, right, Mitch? So.
That's an amazing expression, a beautiful problem to have. I like that.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I mean, it'd be nice one day to be able to take, a few days and take a break, but it's not going to happen for me anytime soon. I know that, I want to make sure that, I mentioned this on the last AMA, we have this is important to know too. We have a clear understanding and we have very loyal whales, and let's just say that top 100, they're there and they're sticking it out for the foreseeable future. Like, we have done a very good job of keeping them happy, and they remain happy, and they will continue to remain happy. So I just want everybody to know that, right? We went the extra mile to ensure this, because we really, really want to make sure that, we continue to grow and in an organized fashion, right? So I want to make that very, very clear. So good. Okay, I'll check the chat unless anyone has a question on the call.
Hi, Majid. It's me again, Martin.
Yeah.
Just a quick question on the white paper, and anybody who's holding more than 10,000 US dollars in the wallet is in tier 4, I believe.
Yes.
Correct me if I'm wrong. And is it true that it will be then after market launch 2.5% on every transaction, outgoing, ingoing, instead of the, for instance, pancake swap 8% slippage?
Right. So slippage is what slippage is. It's what the price difference is that you're willing to tolerate as a price change from the moment you submit, send on that transaction, whether you buy and sell, to the moment the transaction goes through. So why we have to do 8% slippage as a minimum is because our transaction tax is 7%. But even so, that's why, right? But that's the reason why. But someone can do 20% if they wanted. You're not getting charged 20%. You just run the risk of somebody else with a lower slippage getting front running you before you're able to buy or sell. So that's what the slippage is all about. Now, in terms of our tokenomics, this is one of the reasons why we haven't renounced our contract. We will never do that. I will never ever give the keys away to my car or my business and lose that level of control. With that being said, the transaction taxes will never go higher. They have only ever been modified within the 7%. There was a time in the past, a number of months ago, where we reduced the burns and we changed the redistribution percent because it made sense at the time. But we were forecasting that if Pancake Swap, there was a migration from V1 to V2, all of these community renounced projects literally died. They all died. So we will never renounce the contract, but we have planned to alter our tokenomics come the marketplace launch. One example being that we are going to remove the redistribution rewards to incentivize people to stake onto our platform. Otherwise, why would you stake if you're getting redistributions? You will not stake on our platform then. And we are going to design the staking in a way that is super attractive, but we're not going to make the APY so high that it's going to create inflationary sell pressure, because I have seen projects literally get decimated because of the inflationary sell pressure from staking. And the dev teams just do not get it. They don't get why that will hurt the project long term. So we are going to have a model where there's going to be higher rewards for people that stake in a lockup period, because they should be rewarded for their loyalty versus other staking type protocols, right? Does that make sense? So we will be altering parts of the tokenomics. Absolutely.
Now that makes total sense, and also that brings me back to the roadmap and the longevity of the project is like in the next 2, 3, even 5 years. Absolutely. Thanks.
Yes. Fantastic. Good. Yeah, so for the question about helping people buy us, there's a bot command. I just tagged you, Nadim, /how to buy. It's a 7-minute video. You can direct your friends on learning how to buy us from there. We had somebody help us. His name is Antonio. He's a well-known movie mogul. He helped us out in the early stages. So he was very big on videography, and he helped make a how to buy video. But we are working on more instructional videos, especially around staking and farming. There will be yield farming protocols on the marketplace as well. And with that being said, we want to make sure people understand the differences between just staking taboo on its own and yield farming, which has the risk of impermanence loss, but can be very lucrative if you understand how it works. We're going to be having all of that being generated and made for you. So.
That's great. Thank you. It's great.
Yeah. Good. Any other questions? Okay, so yeah, GovUp, of course, yes, like it depends on the exchange as well for tokenomics, but like I said, there's a large scale exchange that we're already moving forward with, and we're already looking at, eventually we're gonna be eventually down the line like scrapping all our taxes. We might just keep the burns, but we're gonna be scrapping our taxes because it makes sense to do that down the line. Right now, these taxes are really, really helping us and protecting us at the stage we're at, but that is something we're considering down the line is to reduce them or even remove them entirely. So, and then of course manual burns will take the place of ongoing burns. So we're really, really looking into all of that as well. So good. If I don't see any other questions now, this might be a good time to wrap up the call. We've been on the call for about an hour and 15 minutes. Like I said, I'm honored and privileged to be a spokesperson for Taboo and to, be a difference maker in all of your lives. We're very, very excited and looking forward to our marketplace launch, the large scale marketing plans that we have available and that are going to be coming upon launch. We're continuously working in the background tirelessly to ensure that these plans come to fruition and to help make sure all of you become handsomely rewarded for placing your trust and faith of your hard-earned money and seeing Taboo as a tangible, safe, and legitimate long-term project play as well. So, I'm very happy that we have a strong community. I urge everybody to keep a positive atmosphere in the chat. Imagine you are a new member that comes in and you see a warm, inviting atmosphere where people are supporting each other. We're having great dialogue around Taboo and where it's heading, it really, really helps people feel included. It helps people feel significant. It helps them be part of a family. And this is what we're trying to create. We're trying to create a Taboo family. This is why I care so much about community management. Now, to add to that, our marketplace launch, we are anticipating November 1st. Large scale marketing plans will be coming alongside that. Bitmart is coming. Major exchanges are coming the following month, and we won't stop at just that major exchange. And we are going to continue to develop this to make Taboo a household brand where everyone around the world hears about Taboo and has a simple way of buying Taboo. And that is my devotion to all of you as well, and to make sure that we deliver on our promises and we continue to impress you all day in and day out. So on behalf of the Taboo team and everyone else that helps out on the Taboo project, thank you all again for being on this call, and we look forward to speaking to you all again soon. Thank you.
Great. Thank you, Adrian. Thank you.
Thanks, Majid.